Recap. In Part 1, we built who you are inside. In Part 2, we built what you do every day. Now, in Part 3, we complete the trilogy: how you speak, the words you choose, the silence you master, and why the way you communicate can either command every room you enter or make you invisible in it. Words are not just sounds, they are signals. Every time you open your mouth, you are telling the world something about yourself, whether you intend to or not. The speed at which you speak, the pauses you allow or fill, the words you choose, the silence you are willing to hold, all of it speaks, and the Stoics understood this more deeply than any modern communication course. It is not enough to have good thoughts. You must speak them in a way that gives them their full weight.
Principle 1. Speak slowly and mean every word. There is a reason the most respected voices in history were never in a rush. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus. Every word deliberate, every pause intentional. Speaking slowly is not about appearing wise. It is the result of being wise enough to know that your words deserve to be heard. When you rush your speech, you signal anxiety. You signal that you are not sure your words are worth listening to. But when you slow down, when you take a breath before your sentence, when you allow a word to land before moving to the next, you communicate something entirely different. I trust what I am saying. I am not afraid of silence, and I believe this is worth your attention. That confidence, even before the content of your words, creates respect. Practice this today in your next conversation. Slow down by 30%. Feel the difference. Watch the difference in how people respond. Principle 2. Master the pause. Silence is the most underused communication tool available to you. Most people are so uncomfortable with silence that they fill every gap with filler words, with repetition, with unnecessary explanation, anything to avoid the quiet. But silence is not empty. Silence is where meaning lives. When you say something important and then stop, the pause does not create uncertainty. It creates weight. It says, what I just said is worth sitting with. I am confident enough in those words to let them breathe. Epictetus taught his students to speak less than they knew, not to hide knowledge, but to honor it, because the person who speaks only when necessary is the person whose words are always necessary. Try this in your next conversation. Say what needs to be said, then stop. Do not explain. Do not soften. Do not fill the silence. Let your words do the work you sent them to do. Principle 3. Know when to say nothing. There is a story of a young student who approached a Stoic teacher and said, I want to learn how to speak more powerfully. The teacher looked at him for a long moment, then said, First, learn when not to speak. Over-talking destroys credibility. Every time you over-explain, you suggest you do not trust the intelligence of the person listening. Every time you repeat your point 3 different ways, you suggest you are not confident it was heard the first time. The person who speaks precisely, who says what needs to be said and stops, is the person whose words carry the most weight. Marcus Aurelius wrote, Confine yourself to the present. In communication, say what is necessary for this moment, nothing before it, nothing beyond it. Precision is power. Principle 4. Silence as your most powerful weapon in conflict, in pressure, in tension. The person who does not react does not lose. They win. When someone tries to provoke you with words and you say nothing, You do not give them what they came for. When someone questions your decision, and instead of defending yourself immediately, you pause and simply look at them, that pause says more than 1,000 words. It says, I am not threatened by your challenge. I do not need to prove myself to you, and I will speak when I am ready, not when you demand it. Silence in conflict is not weakness. It is the ultimate expression of self-control. Final closing. We have come far across 3 parts. The inside, who you are, your character, your standards, your control over yourself. The behavior, what you do every day. The small choices that build an unshakable reputation. The communication, how you speak, how you listen, and how you use silence. This is not a list of tricks. This is a way of living. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." That is the entire lesson. In 9 words, stop performing, start becoming. The respect will follow, not because you chased it, but because you earned it by becoming someone who deserves it. This is Stoic Edge, ancient wisdom for modern life. If this series reached you, share part 1 with someone who needs it. Subscribe for more wisdom that actually changes how you live.